My name is Wallen Mapondera. I come from a location called Tungwiza, and it's about 25 kilometers away southeast of Harare CBD in Zimbabwe. I'm thinking if I chose to become an artist or if art chose me, you know. So it was more like an inborn thing, and when I grew up I used to draw a lot on walls, on school books, and I remember at some point my parents used to beat me because I had drawn in their bedroom. There was a competition that happened at primary school. It was a regional competition and I won. I was about grade 7, and from then I knew exactly I wanted to be an art profession. My parents were supportive also because of that competition. I assume the competition footed me for my parents to be supportive, and that's all I need. This particular body of work which I'll be exhibiting at Art Basel is called Zai Rakawora, a rotten egg. So it's more like I was pinpointing the corruption happening in Zimbabwe as I was labeling it as Zai Rakawora. Whatever misgovernance is happening in Zimbabwe, it is a rotten egg. To me, they represent life, a birth of something. And when the egg is rotten now, it's useless. You can't do anything with it. So that was the thinking. I used mostly egg cartons and cardboard on this body of work. For my titles, most of my work is titled in Shona. It's our vernacular language that we speak in Zimbabwe. Because sometimes English fails me. I find it hard to express the exact words that I use in Shona. English falls short for me to title my work in English. Here and there, 1 or 2 pieces, I title them in English, but Shona hits right on the spot. I also find it hard to even translate that short sentence into English. Sometimes it takes a paragraph just to explain that Shona sentence. So I feel more comfortable to title my work in Shona, and also proud of it as well. My process of working is like consciousness and it's a balance between conscious and subconscious. More like madness and method. I sometimes put objects into the artwork that I will later read into them. Like I put them there and I don't know why I did it. And sometimes I have a direct meaning of the work. So sometimes I scout material and sometimes material comes to me. And sometimes it stays in the studio for a very long time. For instance, I had a military tent. I had it for a year before I used it. So it's like I'll be speaking to the material and the material speaks back to me, and sometimes I manipulate the material in ways I want it to speak out to the people. On this body of work, I used cardboard, I used egg crates, I used distressed tins, I used boards like hardboard, thin hardboard. I also used wax paper, and thread, waxed thread as well. In my work, I comment on political, social issues because to me, living in Zimbabwe, it's one and the same thing. Social is political and is personal. You wake up and there's no fuel. You want to go somewhere. It affects me in one way or another. And I feel sick. I want to go to the hospital, there's no medication there. So it is personal and it is being affected a lot by politics. There's no way I would speak of any other things besides like the immediate things that surrounds me. So it's social and political and personal mostly. In my previous work, I spoke about shedding as a process because there has been a lot of pain, some losses that I encountered while I was growing up. So it hit me right in the heart. And there was a point when I was like, I want just to relieve that pain and not to think about it a lot. So it's like that feeling that you are relieved. It's more like shedding skin into a new, you are refocusing yourself. And in this current body of work, the egg cartons does that. It's like when an egg is hatched, something new is coming out of it and the skin just stays behind. So that connection of the egg cartons, life, and the eggs represent birth, like I've said before. It's more like, be it a talent, be it a person, be it a behavioral trait, like it's more like birth. I'm giving birth to something new. It's a struggle to come up with the perfect composition when making work. It's not as easy as the end product, as how people see it. Sometimes I put things and I remove them because they are not working out. And sometimes a lot of things. And it's just constantly like it's removing, placing, playing around with things. And the threads, I use it mostly to attach the material, like the cardboard, and to place them together. But red is my favorite because it is more like a struggle. It's more like red represents blood, danger, and looking at the Zimbabwean political landscape, like I always reference to it because I just did a body of work which was looking at how creative the Zimbabwean people were during these hard times. So red is a thread that, like, to me it represents strength.